using our own tech against us. Turns out the Chinese spy balloon that floated over the U.S. earlier this year used American technology to help collect information. Analysis from several federal agencies confirms the balloon's intended use was to spy on Americans. That balloon carried a mix of American and Chinese equipment, but it appears it may have been shot down before any data was sent back to China. Hal Kempfer is a retired Marine intelligence officer and CEO of Global Risk Intelligence and Planning, joins us live. Thank you, Hal. So China, of course, initially claimed this was a weather balloon, but at this point, is there any chance this was not being used for spying?
Nichole, there's no chance. It was absolutely a surveillance balloon. It was being used for spying. Whether that was originally the intended course that it went on, or whether it got caught in the jet stream and ended up going over some of those places, that's still to be determined. But based on the intelligence gathered from the intelligence collector, if you will, from what we were able to pull off the bottom of the ocean when it went down, we've had a chance to look at it. It's very clear it was a surveillance balloon. It was a spy balloon by definition.
Oh, it's so good that we were able to retrieve some of that. Hal, what does the mix of equipment, though, reveal to you? You know, we know some of it was Chinese-made, but, I mean, I think the big headline is some of it was American-made.
Well, the Pentagon's not saying a lot about that. What it is saying, from what I can tell, it's not classified technology. You know, right now, with drones and satellites, there's a tremendous amount of very high quality surveillance technology that's used in the commercial realm. Firms like Planet Earth that do satellites and around the world have these things. And so they buy this, what they call COTS, commercial off-the-shelf technology. It's available. Some of this stuff we probably don't want to go to China, and we certainly don't want to see it used in this application. But there are limits to what we can do. It is there is world trade. China's a major player. And some of the stuff they can just literally buy off the shelf and then ship it back to China, and it's being used in this particular application.
All right, so Hal, you mentioned something in your last answer there that, you know, the Pentagon's not revealing a lot. We know Chinese officials have hinted if U.S. investigators do report, make that public, Beijing could be forced into a strong reaction. So that is the focus, that strong reaction potentially. What could that look like?
Well, Beijing has been threatening strong reactions for just about everything that happens these days. What they could do is they could try to slap some sanctions on the U.S., similar to the sanctions that we impose on them in reverse. They could restrict some investments in certain areas. They could do a lot of things in the commercial realm. And from what I can tell, that's probably what they're alluding to. I'm not seeing a military action, although I will say this. There are these spy balloons flying over the Pacific, particularly in areas around Taiwan, Japan, and other areas. And with that, Taiwan and Japan have indicated they may take action. In fact, Japan has been very specific. They may shoot one down. And that's where it starts to get into the military realm. That's what makes everybody a little bit nervous.
Absolutely. My last question for you. Is there any chance that these findings will eventually, at some point, become public?
Perhaps. I don't think they're going to talk about everything in there. Certainly the more sensitive Chinese technology, we may want to hold on to the information on that, because we don't want them to know what we know specifically. Leave some doubt in that arena. As far as some of the U.S. systems, there may be a reason at some point to actually reveal that, to give the public and to give Congress a better idea of what it is. And it may not pose any threat to national security in order to do so, but time will tell. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And they don't want the Chinese to really know everything that we know about the balloon and how much we recovered.
Absolutely not. All right, Hal Kempfer, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.